Hello London, hello England, and hello world. We're on 3 for 3 today. I was, just before recording my previous video, looking over the screen left and watching the stand-up comic Tim Dillon podcasting, talking about how we're all trapped by the algorithm and the laptop. Excuse me. Rather than being out and about. But when we are out and about, it's not very nice outside, so we just come back in and we're trapped by the algorithm. Working on laptops. I'm not working at all at the moment. Watching videos being streamed. Is this privilege even when your money is completely running out? And it got me thinking, those of us who are doing it for money, and I hope to monetize it, I don't know how feasible that would be. Where does this end? You see, people like Eminem, Leonardo Dicraprio, Kate Winslet, they do not need to podcast because they have a product. Films, music, respectively. The old methodology of putting out your content had to include some sort of God-given, even if you don't believe in God. I don't. It had to include some sort of God-given, God's given, many gods, God's given talent. And if you were able to monetize that, you can be like Leonardo DiCaprio and you don't have to ramble and dot your I's and cross your T's and be concerned that you're going to misspeak and that videos are going to come back, i.e. these videos are going to come back in the future to haunt you because you said something incorrect. Even someone like Jimmy Carr, touring every day after day after day. He doesn't need to stream to make money. I've not even yet started making money out of this, and yet I am part of the Uber driving YouTube class. I am the taxi drivers of social media class, trying to rev up my engine and start the meter and get a few bucks for spilling a few words, and yet I have yet to make a few words. Scrap that, yet to make a few bucks. You can tell this is the third video today, 3 for 3. So those of us who are increasingly using this and aspiring to use it as a means of money and revenue generation, even those of us who've not made much, where does it end? Do we continue doing this for 20, 30, 40 years? You see, previously those who talk needed to be employed by a studio and they needed to speak into a microphone and they would get money for that. Musicians would get residuals, royalties. Film stars like Leonardo DiCaprio do not have to do any of this. The equity partners at the law firms do not have to do any of this. So are we really doing it as a means of transmuting our information for the greater good, or are we just doing it because we need a bit more of that Skrilla, as they say in South London? MIA was recently booed off stage, and yet she's got a very healthy back catalogue. Dizzy Rascal does not need to stream because he's got a very heavy back catalogue. And so have I failed in the endeavours of art and writing and music and poetry if this is what I've been reduced to? Some of the greatest stand-ups, such as Harry Hill, now have a podcast professionally managed and owned, now even with adverts. But what are we doing this for? Are we really wanting to create a relationship with the listener? I went to see a Shakespearean play with Mother about a decade ago, and to both of us it seemed like these plays were for a time gone by, and yet the school kids still learn Shakespeare and Priestley and Maupassant and the Greek tragedies and Euripides and Aeschylus and Sophocles, and yet we still talk into this camera. If I, in 3 months' time, still have 25 subscribers, averaging 50 views a video, will I carry on? If I would have had a good body of work to fall back on, then maybe I would not be needing to live my life like an open wound, as Ricky Gervais once said. And yet it's still not making any money yet, but it's early days. Critical Criminologist out.